When it comes to the environment, our everyday choices and decisions, no matter how small, all add up. We have to know that we can be part of the solutions to the world's most challenging problems. Let's talk about it. Welcome to SustainabiliTalks. This is Shiela R. Castillo.
Today we're going to talk about plastic waste. What is plastic waste? It is the accumulation of all of these plastics, disposables that are adversely affecting the environment. And the problem is that waste is actually not existing in nature. Waste is a resource in the wrong place. So why is then plastic waste a problem? Why is it causing a problem in the world? So number one is that plastic is cheap, accessible, and it is affordable. So every single day in our life, we use several different kinds of plastics. So we can buy the bottled water, we buy a lot of plastic bags, we use a lot of packaging in the products that we use. And so it is everywhere. It is very affordable, and what happens is that because it is affordable, it is accessible, then we buy it with no thinking in mind. No? The second reason why plastic is such a problem is that the population is growing, and so are cities. So even if we're in a rural place such as this, in the province, you would see that the cities are growing, and eventually all of the waste go into the water bodies such as the river that we saw a while ago and the oceans, eventually ending up in the sea, killing a lot of seabirds and animals. Another problem is the disposable mentality. We think that it is so affordable, so it's okay to throw it away. Single-use bottles, single-use plastic, every single thing that we use in the restaurants, plastic forks and knives, these are all disposable. And the mentality is that it's okay, it's cheap anyway, and I can buy more. And once these plastics accumulate, it takes a lot of time for them to degrade. You know, the plastic bottle, for instance, takes around 400 years to decompose. And all of the plastics that was created a long time ago are still here. So it is definitely a problem in the marine and fishing industry. The fishing nets are all disposed in the sea, and that is one of the biggest cause of plastic pollution in the oceans. And of course, all of these go into the sea, and even if we do have laws about waste, we hardly enforce them. So it doesn't matter if there are laws, it doesn't matter if people know about these laws, if these are not enforced, then still the plastic ends up in the ocean. As I was mentioning about laws, plastic waste is unrecycled, sometimes uncollected, and of course unregulated. Since we started creating plastic in the 1950s, all of the plastic that has been created still exists. So maybe you say diamonds are forever, but actually plastic is also forever. Might not be forever, but sometimes 400 years, 500 years, sometimes even take 1,000 years to degrade. Just look at that plastic bag. Do you know that at least 2 million plastic bags are being used every single day? And there is so much plastic in the world, so much plastic that are being created, we just couldn't cope. So if we look at a day in the life of a plastic bottle, for instance, you would probably say, yes, it comes from the factory, it is transported to the stores, and then when you buy it, you drink the water and then you throw the plastic bottle away. And if you're here somewhere near the sea, it will eventually end up in the rivers, down into the oceans, and eventually will go there and degrade into small parts. So when it goes into the ocean, these millions of tons of plastic waste every year, they kill 1.1 million seabirds and sea animals every single year. When the plastics degrade, they become microplastics, which is still a problem. Even if we don't see it, even if it's so small, we still don't see it. The animals are eating it. The fish eat it, and people eat the fish. And that becomes a problem. You are ingesting microplastic even if you don't know it. And do you know that some of the countries that are producing the most plastics in the world are those in Asia?
Plastic waste is slowly but surely taking over the world's oceans, and the bulk of them apparently comes from just 5 Asian countries.
It doesn't mean that they are the worst countries in the world when it comes to plastic waste, but they are the ones who do not have the enforcement of the laws that they have. They do not have recycling facilities, and they do not have the systems that are needed to make sure that the plastic waste do not reach the oceans. So for example, when you look at the plastic, you will see somewhere that it has the running triangle and has a number on them. It shows what kind of plastic it is. The problem is we think that these running chasing arrows mean that all plastic waste are recyclable, which is not the truth at all. In fact, a lot of plastics are not recyclable. So if this one is recyclable, some of the plastic films, especially those that are multi-layered plastics, they are not recyclable. And the thinking that it is, okay to produce all of this plastic because we can recycle them anyway is not the truth, because we only recycle 9% of all plastics being produced worldwide. So the problem is, plastic waste is a mindset problem. It is an attitude problem. It is a habit problem. But even if it is a problem of all of the individuals using the plastic, it is also a supply problem, meaning the factories need to stop producing so much plastics. They have to find alternatives. And if there is no alternative, people will keep on using them. And if the disposable mentality is still there, then we keep on producing so much more plastics until we are overcome by plastic, and we pollute the environment, we pollute the oceans, we kill the seabirds, we kill different animals, the cows who are eating the plastic bags, and the turtles, being strangled by all of these beer rings. You've seen all of these pictures.
We are going live here dahil may napaka-interesting.
На Філіппінах з пластикових відходів зробили скульптуру.
Отзыв установили на филиппинском.
พลาสติกค่ะบริเวณไทย
Escultura de una ballena muerta.
Môi trường ở Philippines.
Ang problema ng
The
plastic
dead
na
whale
basura sa
was Greenpeace Philippines' message to the 2017 ASEAN leaders to take concrete measures against the worsening case of plastic pollution.
And this is a terrible and tragic thing that happens because we do not care where the plastic waste goes at all. So, if we want to help to solve the plastic problem, what should we do? First of all, we have to dispose of the disposable mentality, and we have to stop using single-use plastics. If we are in a restaurant, let's just ask for reusable forks and knives. As much as possible, do not use straws. Bring your own reusable bottles. And when you go shopping, you should bring your own reusable bags. A canvas bag would be best. So, do you know the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle plastics, but you should also refuse plastic. So when it is offered to you in the store, just refuse it. Just say, it's okay, I will put it in my bag. Lastly, we have to tone down on knickknacks and simplify. Do not buy toys that are easily broken. Just buy those things that are long-lasting. Invest in those things that would last for a long time, and make sure that these are the things that you would benefit from over and over, and not have to be disposed after using one time. So in your community, in your organization, in your school, in your factory, for example, how are you going to reduce plastic waste? So you have to do a plastic waste audit. Look at what you are producing and look at how you can reduce this plastic. What are the alternatives that you can use? And make a plan and implement the plan so that you will see, as you monitor your plan, you will see that you are slowly reducing your plastic waste in your homes, in your communities, in your schools. And that is how we know that we are really helping the environment in reducing the plastic problem. Are you already reducing plastics in your homes? Then if you have comments, suggestions, put it in the comments below, and share your ideas to our audience.
By making earth-friendly choices and decisions, we can help solve the plastic waste problem. It's time for us to look at how we can minimize the plastic waste we generate. Together, we can make it happen. This is Shiela R. Castillo for SustainabiliTalks.